Hello, my name is Halana Black from DigitalWellPublisher.com. I support entrepreneurs who are interested in learning how to build a business with your book. Today we are on day number 5 of 10 days of questions about book publishing. And today we're talking about how to use copyrighted material in your book. It's a very popular question that a lot of people get because people are always nervous about how to be able to use other people's works within their books. Now, I have a little disclaimer. I am not a lawyer, so the information that's presented in this presentation should not be considered as legal advice. However, I do suggest that you go out and get this book. This is some of the information that I'm getting for this presentation are coming straight from this book by Helen Sedgwick. It's called The Self-Publisher's Legal Handbook, an excellent resource for entrepreneurs who are into self-publishing. You can get it on Amazon at bit.ly/legal book. Okay, bit.ly/legal book. So what's a copyright? Copyright is simply a legal term that gives an author some control over who may use your work and how. Okay, a legal term that simply tells people how to be able to use your work and how they're allowed to use it within another work. So why should you care about a copyright? Number one is because as an entrepreneur, you should be interested in knowing how to protect your business. This is super important, super important. If you are publishing a book, you are starting a business. I don't care if all you do is publish books. Your book, every book is a business. Okay, so this information is very important for you to know. You shouldn't just put it to the side, not think about it or anything else like that. This is very important, mostly because when you start publishing books, you put yourself at risk of potentially being sued. All right. And so we all want to go into business to be able to make money. But of course, if you get sued, it could be a problem for how your business runs. Right. So number one, we all want to be able to protect our business. Next is what is considered to be copyrighted material. Okay, I'm pulling this information straight from the U.S. Government Office of Copyright. Copyrighted material is a form of protection provided by the laws of the United States for original works of authorship, including literary, dramatic, musical, architectural, cartographic, choreographic, pantomimic, pictorial, graphic, sculptural, and audiovisual creation. Okay, so this includes plays, dramatic plays, musicals, perhaps blueprints of buildings, maps, choreographic dances, so on and so forth. Now, copyright protection does not include, this is also very important to know, there is no copyright protection for any of the following. For things like ideas, procedures, processes, systems, titles, principles, or discoveries. Similarly, names, titles, short phrases, slogans, familiar symbols, mere variations of typographic ornamentation, lettering, coloring, and listings of contents or ingredients are not subject to copyright. Okay, so that's very, very important. That last piece in particular, if you are writing cookbooks, okay, ingredients are not considered to be copyrighted material. However, let's see, listings of contents, meaning that your table of contents for your book is not considered copyrightable material. Okay, so yeah, this is very important to know. These things here on these pages, these are things that are not in general considered to be copyrighted material. So how can you use this copyrighted material? You are allowed to use other people's works in your book, either paraphrase or verbatim, okay, verbatim meaning word for word, for limited use such as making commentary, criticism, or parody, or making fun of the material. This can be done without permission from the author. Okay, this in general is called fair use. Fair use. If you're using other people's copyrighted material within the confines of fair use, in general, you are allowed to be able to use paraphrase or even word for word portions of a book for things like making commentary, criticism, or even parody. Now, how much of this copyrighted material can you use? And to be honest, there really is no clear answer. And that really is the answer that was given in Helen Sedgwick's book in the Self-Publisher's Legal Handbook. There really is no clear answer about how much, what's the quantity of copyrighted material that you can use within your book. So you may have heard in the past where someone was talking about, I heard that I could use up to 300 words in a quote, and that's simply just not true. Okay, so there's no clear answer on how much of copyrighted material you can use within a book. Now, some further examples of fair use and what it means is use of quotations for use in a review, scholarly or technical work, a parody, use of brief quotations to include with a summary. So if you use one or two sentences and then perhaps you have some sort of an explanation of what that particular quote means to you, you can use that in a brief quotation, or even reproduction by a teacher or students as part of a lesson. So this would apply if you want to be able to use a piece of a book as part of a lesson that you are creating in your book, a workbook, or even if you're creating a course. This could be an e-course or even a live talk course. All of this would apply. This is an example of fair use of material. However, I want to make sure that you all understand this. Fair use, there have been many instances where even within the confines of fair use, authors have been sued by other authors who were using other parts of other people's book within their book within the use of fair use. I hope that makes sense. And they were still sued because for whatever reason the author that was being quoted just didn't like the use of it. And so the best course of action for you to take, the best course of action for you to take as a self-publisher and as an entrepreneur is to simply ask the copyright owner for permission to use parts of their work in your book. So what does that mean? How do you find the copyright owner? Well, if it's a self-published title, you can open up towards the front of the book where the copywriter is located. And if it's a self-published book, you may just be able to go to that person's website and be able to find their contact information. And you just simply send them an email or make a phone call. Okay? If it's a traditionally published book, by someone who may not be as approachable as a lot of other self-published authors, you want to call up the publishing company, call them or send them an email. They should be able to offer you information on how it is that you can approach getting the copyright from the copyright owner. Okay, so this is very important information to know. Even with the use of fair use, and you may even have some legal protection, it may not keep you covered from being sued by other people. Okay, so none of this is actually none of this is really cut and dry. So that's really the point that I wanted to make to you today in this particular lesson. As a self-published author and as a business owner, you want to make sure that you are covering your back all the time. And that's all that I have for today. If you are interested, I would love to book a strategy session with you. I do have a 3-month signature book writing experience for those entrepreneurs who are interested in having a one-on-one experience with me on learning how to write your book from idea to the actual book writing process to even creating a personalized marketing plan. You can simply visit bit.ly/book strategy session, or you can just email me at halanablack@gmail.com. And you can also visit digitalwellpublisher.com, where I have some other programs and trainings and blog posts all available at your fingertips at the website. Okay, so don't forget to like this video, share it with another entrepreneur or someone else who is interested in self-publishing their work, as this information is very important. Thanks. Have a great day.